So let's have a continuation. Now we are going to see what is common in an acid and a base. Consider this equation. HCl gives H plus and Cl minus. Hydrochloric acid is a compound which splits to hydrogen ion and a chloride ion. It's a proton and a chloride ion, and a cation and an anion. So here H plus, one H plus is there. Then H2SO4, sulfuric acid, it dissociates to 2H plus plus SO4 2 minus as per the valency concept. So 2H plus is there. Then HNO3, H plus plus NO3 minus, hydrogen ion and a nitrate ion. Next phosphoric acid, 3H plus plus PO4 3 minus, hydrogen ion and phosphate ion. So if you observe this, we can see that hydrogen ions are common in acids. Everywhere H plus is coming. In case of HCl, 1H plus is there. So it is called a monobasic acid or monoprotic acid. Then H2SO4, 2H plus. So two protons, two hydrogen ions are there. So it's a dibasic acid. Di means two, or a diprotic acid. HNO3, H plus plus NO3 means it is giving only one hydrogen ion. So it's a monobasic acid or a monoprotic acid. Next, H3PO4, phosphoric acid. It gives 3H plus plus PO4 3 minus. That is, it gives 3 protons or 3 hydrogen ions. So we can say that it is a tribasic acid or a triprotic acid. Similarly, just go through the ionization of bases. Sodium hydroxide, it ionizes to sodium ion, the cation, and hydroxide ion, the anion. Potassium hydroxide, K plus and OH minus. Similarly, calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice. It dissociates to Ca2 plus, calcium ion and hydroxide ion. So if you observe here, we can see that hydroxide ion are coming common in bases. So by seeing this, we can understand that hydrogen ion is common in all acids. Hydroxide ion or OH minus is common in all bases. So the next question, what happens when water is mixed with acid or a base? So the next topic we have to study is what happens when water is mixed with an acid or a base, or we are going to study about dilution. If we mix an acid to water or water to acid, which is the correct procedure? We want to dilute an acid. Say, for example, we want to dilute hydrochloric acid, or we want to dilute sulfuric acid. What should be done? We know dilution means to add water. But how to do this activity? Whether water should be added directly to acid, or acid should be directly added to water, or what are the different procedures? This is also an activity-based teaching. This activity also we will do in the lab. So students, we have learned about exothermic reaction and endothermic reactions. Exothermic reactions are those reactions in which heat is evolved. For example, if you touch the sides of the beaker, or if you touch the sides of the test tube, if we feel a hot temperature, we can say that it is an exothermic reaction. This reaction, this exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction, we did some activities in the lab. I hope that you are remembering this. If we touch the sides of the test tube, or if we touch the sides of the beaker, if we feel a cold temperature, we can say that it's an endothermic reaction. So those reactions which are in which heat is evolved is called exothermic, and those reactions in which heat is absorbed is called endothermic reaction. So dilution of an acid. How to dilute an acid? Actually, this is a very important question for the board examination. How to dilute an acid? So students, there are some procedure that we should follow here. For example, take 100 ml of water in a test tube. Actually, we should add acid to water, not water to acid. But this also should be done very, very carefully because there are chances of accidents. Water should be taken in a beaker. Acid should be poured along the sides of the beaker very slowly using a glass rod. You should stir the water in the beaker continuously and do it very carefully and slowly. This is the procedure actually. If you touch the sides of this beaker, we can feel a hot temperature. So we can say that dilution of an acid is an exothermic reaction. Similarly, the case of a base also, for example, sodium hydroxide pellets or potassium hydroxide pellets, if you are adding in water, we'll get sodium hydroxide solution or potassium hydroxide solution. But the reaction is highly exothermic. Even it can cause burns to our body. So we have to take utmost care and precautions while doing this type of activities. What happens? So obviously there will be a question. What happens if you are doing in the reverse way, like water if you are pouring to acid? First of all, let me tell you this is very dangerous. If you pour water to acid, the temperature will be increased and the acid will be splashed to our face, which will cause severe injury or burns. So don't do that. The correct procedure is water should be added to, acid should be added to water carefully along the sides of the beaker. We should take the test tube or beaker containing water initially and add very slowly with a constant stirring. Okay. Now, students, what are the activities we have completed? I mean, through this video conference, please draw the diagrams, write the procedure, and understand what we learned and what are the doubts. You can either ask in WhatsApp or Google Classroom. And I expect a very good cooperation from your side. Actually, I'm very sorry to tell you, 10th standard, I'm getting a very poor response. I don't know why. Nobody is asking any doubt. And even the views also I checked is very, very less. So students, in this time should not be wasted. Always follow the method of reading and writing. Whatever may be the doubts regarding this lesson, please ask me. You can use Google Classroom or WhatsApp. Okay. Thank you.